The Deck Network. Build a deck. Bam! This is the Deck Network. I'm your host, Mike Danzilio, and we have Mr.
Matt Dalton here. Remember, at the Deck Network, it's all decks all the time.
All right, Matt.
Powerful show lined up today.
Yeah, it's today's show is going to be on Timbertech and Azek Decking. Now, a few years ago, we had a little merger. The parent company of Azek Decking, CPG Building Products, acquired Timbertech Decking in a earthquake around the globe, all sorts of stuff, ramifications all through the industry, but it's all worked out very good for some of us larger dealers. And so we have all these products. We had a great year with Timbertech in 2014, and we expect nothing different in 2015. We have a new product that we're going to introduce today on the Deck Network made by Azek Decking, and we'll get to that in a minute. What do you think, Matt?
I'm excited. 2015 brings all new opportunities here in the decking space, and we'll continue the great work that we're doing. You're in the right spot here at the Deck Network for anything deck related. And
okay, we have a email, and we're trying to keep these shows quick moving. We want to keep them less than 15 minutes, preferably 12 minutes or less. From my research has shown that people they can't handle it. They're too long.
We want to keep them concise. Content and entertainment.
Okay.
Content-tainment maybe is something we
Okay,
just
so I
invented
have
there.
an email from Dave. It says, Mike, I've been watching your YouTube video decking channel.
You're not alone. Millions of people do.
Yep. I've built several decks before and never used composite decking. My wife and I are putting a deck on my house, and we have decided to use Trex Transcend Tropical Colors for seemingly numerous benefits.
First off, Dave, congratulations on taking the step over to the composite side.
Yes,
You're
yes,
with
yes.
the right people here.
I would like to create a picture frame or border around the deck. Everything I read online says to leave gaps between butting boards. Is this also true with 45-degree angled mitered joints? Or can those be butt jointed up tight to each other? What would your recommendations be? Thanks, Dave. Hi, Dave. Thanks for the email. Great questions. All companies are different when it comes to expansion and contraction coefficients, meaning that they move around differently with the different temperature fluctuations, and it's a function of their density. Trex has a good balance between density and stiffness. My advice would be to butt them tight unless you install the decking under 50 degrees. So does that make any kind of sense?
Kind of. What happens if it's not below 50 degrees
Well, if it's below
at the
50
time, but it will be later in the year in the Northeast? You're going to see
in
that
any
a lot.
of these long products, these deck boards are 20 feet long, and they're dense. And so when you have these at, if it's 20 degrees out, the board's going to get a little shorter. And when it's 120 or 100 degrees out, and then because of the darkness of the color, we have heat absorption, which is a story for another show, that it becomes longer. So you want to make it so you have a nice balance on it, and as I mentioned, Trex has a great balance with their decking stiffness, so they don't move around all that much. So my recommendation would be to put them up tight, but as we see in all of the decking installation guides, it says do not install decking below 40 degrees, and I think that's a good
baseline to work off
If you're
of.
just going to build a 20-foot deck and you have 20-foot decking, it'll be fine. But if you're going to be putting butt joints, or in some of the real longer decks where we put the feature boards to break it up, that'll...
Is there more expansion contraction with composite as compared to wood, or what's the difference there?
Remember, it's a function of its density.
Okay.
So a soft wood like cedar is going to expand and contract much less. A hardwood like Ipe is going to expand and contract quite a bit. So again, it's the function of its density. We see that the PVC deck boards expand and contract, the cap composites maybe a little less depending upon the formula that they use. But yes,
sounds like a math equation, but great question by Dave.
That's
and it sounds like in his question, he knew kind of what he was talking about in the decking space, but there's still stuff to learn. You're still learning every day, man.
That's it. Okay, so we're going to watch a video with a good friend of mine, Mike Gorey from CPG Building Products, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the 2015 line of Timbertech and Azek Decking.
Bam.
Bam.
All right now we're going to talk with a good friend of mine, Mike Gorey from CPG Building Products, and we're going to look at the 2015 line, CPG decking, Timbertech and Azek. So we're going to look at capped PVC decking underneath the Azek deck brand. We've got a very exciting new collection that we've launched this year, and you can see it on our International Builder Show display booth here in 3 brand new colors, again, of capped PVC deck underneath the Vintage collection. Okay? So as you can see here, we've got 2 colors on this first deck. Cypress being the inlay, and then mahogany on that outer picture frame. Okay, now we're really excited about this because this really represents the next generation of PVC cap decking. And that's very important, right? Because it allows us and gives us the opportunity to enhance the aesthetics of the PVC material space and also the performance. And we're really excited about that. So when you think about enhanced color fastness, right? Okay, when you think about enhanced durability, but having that same workability that the contractor has come to know and trust from that PVC material category, which Azek Deck has led the way in for a number of years now. So we're really excited about that, Mike, and I appreciate you taking the time on this. So this is the next generation of PVC
That's
decking.
right. That's right.
So we have the cypress and the mahogany, and then we've got, okay, let's go over here. Yeah. This color here, Mike, we're really excited about, right? Because how do you really do gray differently? We know it's hugely on trend, but this is definitely that gray space that is more contemporary, and it really can span outside of those regions that have been traditionally gray and get into new markets as well. We've seen everyone from contractors to the female consumer that loves this color, and it's truly unique in the industry. I think we've really hit the mark here as far as that nice variegated, modern or contemporary look that really has a range. My region up in the Northeast is a gray region because we have the ocean and with the white railings, it's a no-brainer. But in different parts of the country, gray is not a real large seller. That's right. Yeah. Whereas this color of gray starts to transcend into that market just based on style. You know? That's nice. Yeah, this is something I'm really excited about because it's really breaching out into that new trend. Okay, let's take a look at the capped composite. Absolutely. It will be the Legacy line. I'd love to see that. Yes. Well, what's nice is that, you really see from a positioning standpoint how we're now able to offer that premium aesthetic and performance in the material space of capped PVC, and then also into the capped wood plastic composite with the Legacy collection. We've got 3 great colors down on our display booth here. We've got mocha on this first deck, the circular deck here. We've got tiger wood down on the back deck over here, and then a brand new color, yet again, in ashwood. And guess what, Mike? It's gray. It's gray. It looks great. So gray, again, been hugely on trend. But the nice thing about this is when you think about that streaked aesthetic in capped wood plastic composite, now you really get that realistic hardwood look. And we've been able to do that with Legacy, and certainly with this new gray color of ashwood. So certainly we've got a lot of great compliments on it at the show, and it's something that works really well with mocha. Right? Yeah, you don't usually see gray and brown together, but you see it here and it works great. Yeah. And you know what, when you think about it from a positioning standpoint, right? A great premium product in the capped wood plastic composite space, right? We know we got a mixture of wood and high-density polyethylene in that core. Whereas in that premium PVC space, again, another great aesthetic for that consumer to choose from, and absolutely no wood in that core. And again, that workability and lighter weights, that gives that contractor some benefits as well. It looks great. I'm really impressed with it right now. Mike did a great job. Thank you for showing me the line. Okay. Thanks, Mike. I enjoyed it. I appreciate everything you're doing for the category in the industry. Thank you.
Okay, Matt.
Mike Gordy, great guy. Plenty to say there.
You've seen, he's been on the show before.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, he's been with CPG for many years. All right, let's start out with the Timbertech line of decking. Now remember, Timbertech has all of the capped composite decking, and that's a standard composite decking with a cover of mostly polyethylene based plus additives. These products will have the 25-year fade and stain warranty. On the Azek side, they have the PVC decking. PVC, very pretty. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've been selling for the last few years is the silver maple, which is the gray with the variegated on it, and the brown oak. Big sellers.
A lot of talk about gray, Mike. Is that something?
Well,
seems like a popular go-to color. Or?
We've seen for years that gray has been waning in demand. Gray is usually used up in the Northeast where we are because of the Cape Cod type style color houses with the gray and the white.
Okay.
But around the rest of the country, they don't use a lot of gray. So that now we're starting to see with the economy getting going again, that the Northeast has, of course, the largest demand for decking.
So we'll see that.
So we're going to see a lot of grays. So they have their variegated in their terrain collection, Timbertech Terrain and the Cap Composite Decking. They have their new one, which is the Stone Ash, which is a solid gray terrain, and their Rustic Elm, which is kind of like a brownish, reddish. And of course, last year they came out with the Sandy Birch, but let me get back to the Rustic Elm. When I'm selling decking here at No Maintenance Decks, people, this is one of our best-selling.
Move a ton of it.
Yeah, we sell lots and lots of the brown oak, and they never had a border color that matched or went with the brown oak. So now we have the Rustic Elm and the brown oak. That's going to be a, you're going to see
They play
that
well
work-
off each
yeah,
other
they
there.
work well together.
You think that was in their plan when they were coming up with the color schemes?
Of course. Well, they could have had it a few years ago, and I would have sold quite a bit of it.
Yeah.
Now we have it. Now, then their original decking, or their original cap composite decking, was the Pacific Collection. Now, and we still have it. We see the, this is the Pacific Teak. It's kind of like an orangey, yellowishy color. This is the Pacific Walnut and the Pacific Rosewood, which has a little bit of redness to it. We don't sell as much of it as we used to, but we still have to stock it because we definitely still carry it.
And you always want to have everything for everybody.
Yes, we like to sell decking, and we like to have it. That's our claim to fame, is when we have your decking, or when you want your decking now, we have it.
You don't have to
now,
wait.
Matt, didn't we do a radio ad?
Oh,
We
yeah.
talked about that type of stuff?
Absolutely. You do not have to wait. And, you know, from a contractor standpoint, that could hold up a lot of time and money if you're
Yeah.
waiting for the material. And that's not going to happen here at the Deck Network or at No Maintenance Decks.
All right, last year, 2014, Timbertech, or Azek Timbertech CPG Building Products, introduced their Legacy line of cap composite decking. Now, they hit a home run like we've never seen before. The demand for these products were just through the roof, and I bought up so much of it that we never had a problem getting it, but a lot of other retailers.
Why so popular? Why such a...
Well, it's remember a few years ago we did an interview with George Geringer. He was the artist. He had the nice little white hair and a little goatee, little cool guy.
Yeah, he looked like a beatnik or something.
Yeah. He had told us that the future was going to, or the next design was going to be interior flooring, the look of interior flooring outside.
Extending that.
So I think George had something to do with the design or the consulting on the design of this product, but it came out in 2014 and had great success.
And it does have a very similar look to indoor hardwoods.
The hand-scraped finish
Yep.
of the interior hardwoods. We see that. That's the
We were
trend.
ahead of this curve years ago.
Yeah, we saw that coming right down the line. So this was the best-selling one, which was the Tigerwood decking, and
Okay.
no
No
George.
relation.
Yep.
Tiger Woods. We're better than that.
Okay. Pecan. Love this color. It has a little like reddish. If you've ever looked at a pecan shell, the nut, that's what color it is. And then this has turned out to be probably the huge seller. It works great on both of these as a border or a standalone color.
Yep.
The mocha, the Legacy mocha, huge seller. I think it looks great just down by itself. I love the dark brown deckings, and you can put either white railings on it or the Kona railings. Looks great. We had a great year in 2014, and we don't expect anything other than that in 2015. Now, this is the new entrant into the Legacy for 2015, as we saw from the interview with Mike Gorey. This is the Ashwood color.
It looks nice. A
Yeah.
little gray in there.
Gray, variegated gray, real nice, good-looking color. All right, let's get into the Azek colors. Now, these Azek deckings have been around a long time, and I don't have all of the products here. There's just way too many, and for some reason, we just don't sell a lot of these PVC deckings. But when the Timbertech and Azek brand did merge, the Timbertech PVC deckings went over to the Azek side of the equation. The thing about PVC decking, it's very beautiful. Looks great. This was my favorite color. This is on, I have this second floor deck right here at the Deck Network studio. Curves on it. We have a curved stairs. This one is the Walnut Grove. Love this color. PVC, though, tends to get, or they call it clouding or blushing. It's not fading. It gets a little oxidized over time. Now, I have my #1 assistant here at No Maintenance Techs, Marcos, who is a great carpenter. He's working on some new stuff for next year. I just have him wipe it down with this product a couple times a year, and it looks like furniture polish. These things really look great over time.
And it gets rid of the clouding?
Yeah, it takes it right off. You don't have to scrub it. You just wipe it down on it. It has a little oily film on it, but it really does a nice job on it. So,
so minimal maintenance.
Yes, minimal maintenance on the PVCs. But for 2015, as Mike Gorey showed us, they have their new colors. This is the in the vintage collection. This one is the mahogany color, which is kind of a reddish, brownish, real nice, very close to what we used to have with the rustic bark on the XLM side. Very similar. Yep. Beautiful color. We're working on a tiki hut outside. Of course, we got 18 inches of snow here in New York, but we're building a tiki hut that will be...
we have to do a video of the
course,
headquarters here. You'll be really impressed by the...
And that's what we're going to put this on the main body of that deck. And on the border, and we're going to make a little Gaelic knot. We're going to use, this is the cypress color. It's very similar to the standard tried and true Harvest Bronze, which has always been a big seller for many, many years. But my friends at CPG Building Products are telling us that this is the next generation of PVC decking. So we're going to see less of the clouding and less of the oxidizing with this new generation of the PVC deckings.
Always improving, always building on what's worked.
Yeah, so then we have this is the third one that Mike was very excited about on the video. This is the dark hickory. This has a crossover color. It looks a little darkish, grayish, and also even brownish. So let's just put it up against this is the Azek Acacia decking, which they've been selling for many, many years. And you can see it's a little browner than but it has a little dark gray to it. But we'll see how that goes over time. And this is another one of their biggest seller. This is in their Arbor collection, the Azek Arbor collection. This is Morado. It's a little lighter. They all work together well.
It'll be interesting to see what the consumer demands as what the hot product is. Obviously,
they're going to be in about the same pricing, but very important, now these products are grooved. Azek has finally gone along, and they're going to groove all these boards. I'm sure they'll be using the conceal locks for the Timbertech. It's a dual branding. A lot of the products that we sell now here at No Maintenance Techs are dual branded. They're for Azek and Timbertech. And we'll just take another quick look at this one. Is another product that's been around for probably about 4 or 5 years. It's called Silver Oak. This is my good friend Kyle's from CPG Building Product, his favorite color. Of course, he thinks that nobody should ever buy any color other than that. I'm sure we'll hear. And then Redland Rose, real nice kind of reddish color. The trends change over time. For a few years, we'll sell a lot more reds, and then we won't sell a lot more reds. We're in a downward demand for reddish decking the last few years. We probably sell 60% brown decking, 30% gray decking, and about 10% red decking. So, but that's just what we see up here in the Northeast. We're right outside of New York City on Long Island.
Great suburban market here.
If you're going to be looking at a deck this year, CPG Building Products, the makers of Timbertech and Azek Decking, they have got it all covered with just a multitude of different colors and styles. And of course, we're going to do another show on the railings for these type of products in the next few weeks, and that'll be posted soon.
Here at the Deck Network.
Yep.
We go over all the great products. We talk about the great application of it. If you ever have any questions, it's Mike at the Deck Network or Matt at the Deck Network. We'll try to get them all answered on upcoming shows.
We can't answer them on the shows. There's
Not all.
Way too many of them.
Very popular.
I'm getting emails daily, and I'll send it back. If there's something that's a little different or somebody has a great idea or a great
We're always looking to innovate here.
Yes, then we'll talk about it here on the show. But that's it for today's show.
Thanks to Mike Gorey. It was a great appearance today, and we'll see you next time around
on the Deck Network. Have a great day, and
Ciao.
for now.